Alright, just finished doing the mile run. I don't know if you can see that. 105, you know. But anyway, it's time to do these man, it's hot out here too. It's time to do these damn pike push-ups. And I think it was like some bodybuilders, squats, push-ups and squats. So 10 rounds a piece. I have my rocks to keep track. And I gotta do another mile after this, so here goes.
Now is the guy that with his shirt off can do 4,030 pull-ups in 17 hours. You run 205 miles in 39 hours.
All right.
That it took me to get to this point. And got to this point was I was just the opposite. I was that guy who ran away from absolutely everything that got in front of me. I wanted to quit so badly. Everything in my life, I constantly I wanted to quit. And so here I am. This Air Force program started getting
8, 9, 10. All right, 15 bodybuilders.
The doctor gave me a blood test. It was at sickle cell. So he put me out training for a week. And when you go from being very uncomfortable in that water situation, and then now you're comfortable and sitting back watching the guys drown. I'm not part of the activities anymore for this week.
1, 2,
I want to
3,
get back in
4,
the damn water
5,
again.
6,
So
7.
the fear overcame me, all my insecurities from my dad, from
1,
this
2,
small town,
3,
from
4,
everything started coming
5,
back.
6, 7, 3.
Me not wanting to go back in that
2,
water, the doctor
3,
called me
4,
back up and I was supposed to get like a medical kick out of the military.
1, 2, 3, 4,
So
5,
quick
6,
for me, kick
7.
me out so I can have some pride. The doctor said, no, man, we'll kick you, we'll put you back in the training. I started today.
4, 5, 6, 7,
You know,
8.
that week of training. And I broke.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7,
And
9.
I pretty much quit. Even though they gave me a medical.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10.
So, from the age of 19 to age of 22,
2, 3,
I
4,
went to get a job
5,
called Tag
6,
Team.
7,
Control fast movers,
11.
lines. Cool job, but there's no water. I was afraid of the water,
2,
so I avoided
3,
it.
4,
And
5,
I
6,
gained
7,
125 pounds.
12.
I went from 175 to almost 300 to 297 was the heaviest. And I started finding things that was comfortable.
1,
And the
2,
more things I
3,
found
4,
comfortable,
5,
the more
6, 7,
uncomfortable my mind was.
13.
Because that voice I was telling you about, it always
1,
was there.
2,
I always tried to
4,
avoid that
5,
conscience.
6, 7,
I wanted to be
14.
left alone from that conscience, and it wouldn't leave me alone. So I got out of the Air Force and I started working for a
2,
job
3,
called
4,
Collab,
5, 6, 7,
at 24,
15.
and spraying at different steak and shakes, Red Lobster, whatever, from 11 o'clock at night to 7 o'clock in the morning. And what changed,
Right.
I came home and watched this Discovery Channel show, Class 224. I came home from Steak and Shake. I sprayed it down last, get a big old large 42-ounce shake, walk across the street and get a box of mini donuts.
20 push-ups.
7-Eleven, and I would drive home for 45 minutes. This big old fat guy. Watch these guys going to help me. Class 224. And these guys ringing the bell, quitting, dropping their helmet down, rolling out. A lot of guys just leaving. And it made me reflect on my fears, my insecurities. And I saw real men, what I thought were real men who were staying, who were overcoming adversity, who were overcoming all these different things that I had blamed so many fucking people in my life, my dad, my mom for not being there.
30 squats.
Everybody was blamed. My learning disability, my skin color, you know, me being everything. And so I sat there for a while and I was like, I got it. No one's gonna fucking come to help me. No one's gonna fucking come to help me. It's fucking me against me, period. And so I had to man up. I'm exactly what people said I was gonna be. But a lot of us have these fears that you just don't want to fucking face. I had a lot of them. And that's what created the person who's in front of you today. I had two options. To either be that 300-pound guy who sprayed for cockroaches and made $1,000 a month.
One.
And at 24 years old, knowing when I'm 50 fucking years old, I can reflect on this and think about what the guy I never became. Or I can totally just sack it up and fail and fail and fail until I succeed.
All right.
To get into the class I had to get into, I had to lose 106 pounds in less than 3 months. Can't do that. I grabbed my chocolate milkshake and went back to Ecolab. I'm going back to work, man. This is my life. The next morning, or this next night, I went to work, and I don't like cockroaches too much. I hit a mother load of cockroaches, and this restaurant got full of cockroaches and rodents and everything else. And I sat there and said, this is my life. This is it. I quit my job, left my canister in that restaurant, my spray canister, got back in my Ecolab truck, and I went home. And I started working out like somebody. I became the most obsessed person on the planet Earth. And I said, this ain't gonna be it for me.
15 bodybuilders.
We all want to read about how we can quickly get somewhere. That's why the 6-minute ad is so powerful. You may get some results from it, they're not permanent. The permanent result comes from you. I say it all the time. You have to suffer.
4.
You have to make that a tattoo on your brain. So when that hard time comes again, you don't forget it.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I'm trying to find more of myself. And the only way I can find more is to silence the world out as much as I can, because it's getting busier every day.
5.
It's getting faster. I put my phone away and I go dark. I go dark a lot, and it's because I have to find out. I'm on a journey of life. You all have a different journey.
2, 3, 4.
I like to take this 4-lane highway.
6.
The easy highway. I don't love that 4-lane highway. We always step over that shovel. That shovel, I'm in my own path.
4.
But going through this path of life, this journey over here that you make yourself, that's incredibly difficult. You're afraid.
8.
It's easier to accept the fact that I'm just not good enough.
9.
You have to go into those dark chambers.
Let your mama sleep.
Shut off.
Don't wake your mom up.
There's not some easy, lit up, street-like path with nice smooth roads. Right.
What's wrong?
You fail, and you could be in your
What?
head. You could be saying, I'm not good enough. And it's how you get through that. It's how you get through that on a daily basis when that thing is saying, man,
Let me finish with this.
I'm 43, I've done so much. You start to become civilized. The refrigerator gets full. You start making money, and you start,
10.
I'm not getting cold anymore, I'm retired.
2,
At 40 people
4,
shouldn't
5,
be
6,
playing
7.
basketball or football. At 40, I'm still putting 100 mile weeks.
4,
Still
6,
doing thousands of
7,
pull-ups.
12.
Push-ups. I'm not allowing myself to become civilized. The worst thing that happens to a man is to become civilized.
13.
You are the uncommon among uncommon people. Period.
14.
You start putting yourself in situations that suck.
2,
You'll find yourself.
1.
I'm big on being with yourself. I want to be forever proud of who I was as a man and change who I used to be. The liar, the insecure guy, the guy who can, whatever. I want to be proud. But if I die now, if I die at 8, if I die at 90, 100, I want to look at myself and say, I'm proud of myself. I believe in patience. Patient dude. I can watch a piece of grass grow for 20 years because I know that this is how you get somewhere in life.
20 push-ups.
Monk-like mentality. Watch something grow very calmly, patiently. I can't go any faster. You turn to a brain, you put a cover on the brain, simply through pain, discomfort, suffering, all those words that we hate to say because we have this happy, peaceful world we live in now. We stop. We slow down. And if you can get through these different barriers and gain 5%, 2%, 3%, 40%, become 60%, and 60% become 70, 80, 90, and then you'll into those dark chambers that we often shut off, and you gotta open them up. I was, like I said, 297. I was about 32% body fat, and my idea was to run 4 miles. My first run. I ran a quarter mile and walked home. I walked home and sat on my couch and cried. I sat down and I gave up.
You start out on the first day, and then do you start running
That's
again
two.
the second day?
Yeah, the second day we right back after it again, but I started realizing I can't run that far.
Right.
So what I did was I became damn near a professional cyclist with the miles I put on the bike. I go to the gym and I developed this crazy workout where I was doing volume, like 200-300 reps. And I spent hours in the pool. Hours in the pool. I had to live in the water.
All right, Pike.
The bike got easier. I was able to run more. I went from like 1 mile. 1 mile was a great accomplishment. 2 miles, and then from 2 to 3 was able. Then I went from 3 to 6. I failed. I go back to scratch. I started realizing this is part of the process. This is part of the journey. I'm just not. I'm gonna make myself good enough. When we have bad times in life, even the hardest person in the world, we forget how badass we are during that hard time.
All right. Bodybuilders.
I have a thing where I take a couple seconds to reflect on. Hang on, man. You've been through this. You've been through that. You overcame this. Overcame that. I don't ever close my mind to the fact that this can be done.
All right, Chase.
I've done several things.
It's hot.
I know what's on the back end quick. I wanted to be a man who test mediocrity.
1, 2,
I started callousing my mind at this point in my life. I lost weight and I went back to recruit. I got into that class. I went through 3 Navy SEAL Hell Weeks in 1 year.
7,
Only guy to ever be in 3 Hell Weeks in 1 year, to my knowledge. The first one I didn't make it through. The next 2 I did.
6, 7, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I started opening different doors that I didn't think were even there. Didn't think even existed. And the more doors opened up, the more I started realizing that my potential is damn near limitless.
2, 3,
I wanted to feel something besides defeat.
8,
I wanted to just go the distance.
8,
And that go the distance pushed me to a point of where now I go way past.
8,
I didn't have a motherfucker come wake me up at 3 o'clock in the fucking morning and say, hey, you gotta get your shit in. I had no trainer. I didn't have a nutritionist.
1, 2.
It was the self-discipline that I had to survive. To not survive, survive is weak. To thrive. No one said, hey man, you're 297 pounds, man. I want to help you out. I had to overcome, and self-discipline is everything. And if you don't have it, I don't look at you right, because I know you're capable of it. It's not discipline so much for me. It's all on you. It's all on you. The self part is what's big.
All right.
We count on people too much to get us through shit. And we look to our right, look to our left, looking for help. And if you can build that self, you can build that total accountability.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
We live in a society where mediocrity is
2,
often
3,
rewarded.
4, 5, 6, 7.
We often forget how hard we are, but you gotta reflect back. Take a couple seconds to reflect. I've been through this, I've been through that. If you don't believe it, you haven't endured shit, you're just blowing smoke, man. I'm not the best at anything. I'm not gifted. I'm just driven. It's all about trying to share that message with people.
All right. Push-ups. 20 of them.
Another early morning. Every morning, every day of our lives, we have choices to make. You have the choice to stay in bed, to say, forget it, I'm not going to work out today, or forget it, I'm not going to work hard today. You always have a choice every single day of your life. You know, today, no one cares what you did yesterday. You got to change your dialogue.
Oh, God.
Mentality.
squats.
What have you done today to better yourself? Today's another day. Today's another day that I'm faced with another choice to make. So I'm making the choice again to put my shoes on early in the morning and get active again. Make the right decision. Well, some of you read that I think about when it's hot outside, that it's sunny and 70. Well, it's fucking not today. It's the reality of about 90 degrees, 100% humidity. But who gives a shit? That being said, September 3rd, I had to have my book turned in. And when I realized, I'm reading this book a lot, but I realized
Oh shit.
I wasn't born this motherfucker. I made him. At the bottom of insecurities, fear,
10 more.
self-doubt, lies, was me buried in the fucking fetal position. How I got out of that was recognizing it, being honest with it, being truthful with it, and then fixing it. We like to live on social media with lies about ourselves, how great we are. Get to the source and fix the problem.
Alright. This third round we're done.
I'm a big believer
Round number
in
4.
doing something that sucks every
This
single
shit
day of your life.
hurts.
I believe it's a key component into strengthening your mind. Every day you're trying to find more of what you're capable of.
Pike push-ups.
That's the big question. What are you capable of? Stop doing the things
Oh
that
shit.
you do every day. Run every day. Go swim. Flip the towel 1 time for a mile. You definitely do something. So, I'm all about chaos in the mind. Do something that sucks. Don't get it twisted. It's not about flipping tires. I'm in Las Vegas right now and it's hot as shit. It's not about any of that. But what it is about is a lot of us give total control to
Alright.
life.
15
We don't
count.
have any control of it. We just give all control to life.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Prepare my mind for what life's gonna throw at me.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Gives you a healthy mind.
3,
That's
2,
what it's about.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Create, sell, and get found online so any small business can make a change. We need a new generation of thinking. Your way of thinking. Start different at GoDaddy.com.
You're going to get out of your life what you'll accept.
There's going to be days where you're just not feeling so good physically, and that's going to affect the way your happiness level.
Mind is the one thing that we don't test enough. A lot of us are so afraid of that test. That's the real test. That's where the real growth comes from. Is the mind. We all have different days in our life that have scars.
6, 7.
We want to act like those
6.
scars don't exist. So those scars, like, you know, if you go out and you get cut, that scar is going to be there on your arm. You go down and look at that cut and say, oh, or that scar and say, oh, that happened from, you know, I was in the kitchen. What happened? We have the same thing on our brain.
2,
I have all these scars on my brain from growing up, from, you know, being abused,
9.
from suffering through life, from having a learning disability, from stuttering, from having just a really bad childhood. And so all those memories, I just cut open that scar and go into it. And that was a hard process for me to do. Not only was that a hard process for me to do, for me to have the courage to share that with people, you know, because I'm the so-called toughest man on the planet. So they think. So for me to break open that shell and tell people, hey, that wasn't always me.
They want to know how to stop the laziness, and they want to know how to stop the procrastination. And, you know, they have some idea in their head, you know, some kind of a vision of what they want to do.
It's hot.
But they don't know where to start. They don't know where to
Gotta
start.
get some cold water.
They don't know where to start. And so they say, hey,
1, 2,
where do I
4,
start?
5,
And when's
6,
the best time
7,
to start?
7.
And I have a very simple answer.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
And now. That's it. You want to
1,
improve?
2, 3, 4,
You want to
5,
get better?
6, 7.
You want to get on a workout program or a clean diet? You want to start a business? You want to write a book or make a movie or build a house or a computer or put together some mobile application? Where do you start?
Shit.
You start right
Nah,
now.
it's hot,
And
boy.
when do you start? You start right now.
9,
You initiate the action
4,
aggressively.
6,
Go.
10,
Average becomes sort of like this slow
2,
asphyxiation. It's almost
4,
like an anesthetic.
6,
And then
7,
over time, we
11,
become kind of immune and dulled to the average that will
2,
become, I know this is true,
4,
at least for
5,
me,
6, 7,
And so over time, we sort of minimize where
2,
we're at. In other words,
4,
I'm a little
5,
pudgy.
6,
Instead of being, no, you're a badass, right? You don't magnify the degree
13,
to which the pain ought to be affecting
2,
you.
3,
So really what he
4,
means in that is, listen, you're going to get out of your life what you'll
14.
accept. That's really difficult for people, I think, to understand. Look, what
2,
you think you're worth and
4.
what you're going to tolerate is absolutely what you're going to bring into your life and what the outward
All right,
part of your life
push-ups.
should look like. And so I live by that. Like, I let myself sort of feel the pain and the difficulty of being not where I want to be in whatever that area is. My spirituality, my relationships, my money. I let myself feel that pain because, as you know, there's two motivators, right? There's the gaining of pleasure, right? Wanting to go get something, chasing the dream. But then there's the avoidance of pain. And for a lot of champions, that's a pretty big driving force for them. And so at least for me, I leverage both of those things on me to get myself to pick out.
There's going to be days
All
where
right,
you're just
20.
not feeling so good physically, and that's going to affect the way your happiness level is. It's never static. It's never exactly the same. This is something I've cultivated for a long time and avoided things that make me unhappy and figured out what those things are and been very rigid about eliminating them from my life. And one of the big ones is eliminating interactions with people that are negative. That is gigantic. And
All right, squats.
because I've realized that I'm not really as independent as I used to like to think I was. I used to like to think that my thought process was independent and that I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks.
All right.
That's nonsense. People say that
It's
because
hot.
they absolutely care what
Shit.
people think, and it bothers
Out
them.
here doing
So
this.
they say, I don't give a
Idea isn't going to execute.
Got to do it, though.
And the book isn't going to write itself. And the weights out in the gym, they're not going to move themselves. You have to do it, and you have to do it now. And that means you got to stop thinking about it and stop dreaming about it and stop researching every aspect of it and reading all about it and debating the pros and cons of it. Just start doing it. Take that first step and make it happen. Get after it. And get after it here and now.
Like, I'll be happy when once I get like this big amazing home, or once I get this car, or once I get this relationship or an amount of money, then I'll allow myself some happiness. The problem is the finish line always moves. You never arrive there, right? The other part is people think, well, if I enjoy myself now, I'm going to lose my drive. In other words, if I can just wire myself with enough pain all the time, I won't lose my drive or ambition. The truth is there's no correlation between the two at all. There's no relationship between you feeling complete pain all the time and losing drive. And so I talk about living in a state of blissful dissatisfaction. And really, the best example of that would be like if you've ever, I love a good meal, right? You know, if I bite into a great piece of steak, if you're a steak eater like I am, you take that first bite, it's like complete bliss, right? There's no correlation between how great that tasted and your
All right.
desire for the next bite. In fact, that bliss causes you to want more of it.
4 done.
And so the more we can do to reward ourselves with bliss, we're not going to lose our dissatisfaction. We're not going to lose that. So for me, our brains, this dopamine hit you get when you do something successful, and you constantly cheat yourself out of that hit, right? Biomechanically in your body, less and less of the future when you want to achieve the next level, the next dream, the next step. And that's why so many people stall out in life. They got to a certain point and they cheated themselves out of the bliss, out of the celebration. It's important that we celebrate our wins, we celebrate our lives, because it causes us to want the next bite. It keeps us hungrier.
I don't give a stuff is almost entirely nonsense. You do care, and you care in both ways. You care if people are critical of you, care if people are positive of you, but you also care if people are living positive lives, and they're motivating you. That's a big one. People are fuel, and other people. It's one of the reasons why I like talking to people. One of the reasons why I like doing podcasts, because I get a lot out of, like just talking to you about your time in the monastery or your push to get to that 100 miles. Like, you get energy out of people like that, and you think about this energy, and you think about this inspiration when you're doing other things, and it also sets in your mind that when you meet these exceptional people that move you, what are the characters, what are the qualities that they have, what are the characteristics that they possess, and those things become significant and important to you. Whereas if you live around a bunch of people that are complaining about everything, and they see the negative in everything, and they're always whining, those people are the opposite of that. They're the opposite of inspiration, and they're mud. It's like, ugh, it's like you're up to your ankles in mud. You try to trudge through life. It's difficult. You're not light. It's not pushing you. It's not the wind at your back, the wind's in your face. It's rough. And over time, I've learned that these people, you're not gonna fix them. I used to want to fix them when I was young. I used to want to go, hey man, I see what you're doing. Like, dude, don't do that anymore. Listen, just do this and stop doing that and start doing this. And if you just work towards this, you could be successful. And then a week later, the guy's doing the same. You're like, okay, I'm wasting a significant amount of my energy on someone who doesn't want to waste any of their energy on themselves. And so managing the community and the tribe that you're in, making sure that you're a good member of that tribe, that you're doing your part.
Money makes you more what you are. If you're mean, you got more to be mean with. If you're giving as you are and your team is, you're gonna have more to give with. So I think it just magnifies. It doesn't change anybody, but it magnifies it. And I think most of us have so much emotion tied up around money because we associate emotions that are more important to us, like freedom, to that, or security. And when you get to it, also people don't like to compare around that area. So what I try to do in this latest work I did with my book, Money Master the Game, was to show people how to master money instead of being mastered by it. Because you either master it, masters you. And trying to pretend it doesn't matter in the world we live doesn't make sense. The real secret is find a way to add more value to other people than any other human being in your industry, in your category. And then you do that, you end up with great money.
8, 1, 2, 3, 1, 6, 7, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 11, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13.
Learn from yourself. Learn from life. Learn from your failures.
13.
Learn from your insecurities. Learn from your self-doubt. Don't just say, I'm afraid to jump out of an airplane. What makes you afraid of it?
14.
Study it. That's why I studied my mind. Why I became so powerful in the mind is because I realized I was weak.
15.
So instead of running away from the mind, I dove into it and said, what is making me weak? Oh, this makes sense. I came from hell. I came from a place that beat me down to nothing, which is why I'm afraid. All this makes sense. So systematically, one by one, I went back and met every single person in my mind, every situation. I went one-on-one with them again, in my mind. I said, okay, let's now revisit this. And that's how you do it. That's how it works. Because your mind chooses the path of least resistance. Your mind has the ultimate tactical advantage over you. It knows what scars you. It knows your fears. It knows your insecurities. And it protects you. Which is why I talked about the 40% rule in my book. The 40% rule is all about the brain has the tactical advantage over you. It knows and it keeps you away from all that. That's why it says don't jump out of an airplane. Don't go in the ocean where there's sharks. It's a protective mechanism. Don't go back to the place where your dad beat the out of you in your mind. Don't go back. The brain protects you, but protects you so much it doesn't allow growth. So the brain is an amazing thing, but the brain controls you. You must control it. You must take power over your own mind, or your mind will guide you into all the soft spots, soft places that your brain wants to live in. Your brain has enough information. It doesn't want to go through that process of mind hardening. It doesn't want to do that. I gotta remember what time I gotta be here, what time I gotta be there. This is where I want to stay. I'm peaceful. I want to stay very peaceful away from scarring. So that's what it is.
In my old job, when we were clearing buildings or clearing houses or moving down the street, situations where there's
5 is done.
a lot of threats, a lot of angles to be covered, a lot of potential areas where bad guys could be. Sometimes you would see one of your guys and they'd be standing around not doing anything. And so the phrase we would tell those guys is, look for work. Look to pick up one of those angles. Look to cover one of those threats. And that's the attitude you would have to have. And you can apply that to any part of your life.
All right.
There's a lot of
Pike pushing.
craziness going on in the world right now. See what you can do to make it better. Go look for work.
You are your own hero. You are your own leader. You are your own master. And that is a big one because we idolize so many people and we want to be them. We want to be someone else. And in doing that, you lose all the potential of who you are. You mimic. You be them. You are them. You become them. And you lose you. And we
All right.
so many people is
Eight
wanting to
count.
let us down. We're humans. I'm going to let you down. You're going to let somebody down. If you put them on a pedestal, you're going to lose time when that person comes up and lets you down. You must hold yourself accountable and be your hero. That's what that does.
This shit is hard,
You
man. I'm
make yourself
telling
so
you. Even on a Sunday, this shit is just fuck. Whew.
to become the best person you can be for others. Because we leave a lot on the table, not searching who we are.
Here we go.
And then therefore, you die not knowing
It's hot.
your greatest potential.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Never. It
7.
always goes back
two.
to kind of the hero mentality.
1, 2,
Never feel
3,
easy.
4, 5,
Ever
6,
in your
7.
life. That is
What was that?
the one road
Four.
that is doomed. It is doomed. If you want something like 6-minute abs, all these different things, if you want it so
Four.
fast, you may achieve what you wanted, but you want the permanent fix.
4,
The permanent fix comes from the hard road. The hard road.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
The easy road gives you the quick fix. You will go back to where you
5, I
started
guess.
on the easy route.
1, 2, 3,
That
4,
hard
5,
road is
6,
so
7,
permanent
6.
that it ends up
1,
becoming
2, 3,
everywhere.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Takes back forever.
7.
Because you know the work that goes in.
6, 7, 8.
When you get to where you want to go,
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9.
and you're happy as hell. Realize this. You're not happy. You get that feeling
2,
that you
3,
arrived.
4,
Afraid.
10.
You're truly afraid.
1, 2, 3,
Because now
4, 5, 6, 7,
Slowly die.
11.
you're dying. Either you're getting better or
1,
you're
2,
getting worse.
3, 4,
You're not staying.
6, 7,
To
12.
get to where you think the journey's ended. And you're sitting
12.
back like I arrived. I'm on Mount Everest. I climbed 29,029.
12.
The best thing to do is fall
I'm
back
just not
down
feeling
to
it
that
today,
mountain
boy.
as fast as you can. And start climbing.
Find the next climb.
Find the next climb.
I'm not feeling it.
You are your
Trying
own
to get
hero.
into it.
You are your own leader. You are your own master. And that is a big one because
1,
we
2,
idolize
3,
so
4,
many people.
5, 6,
And
7,
we want to be them.
13.
We want to be someone else.
1,
And
2,
in doing that,
4,
you lose all
5,
the
6,
potential.
7.
You mimic. You be them. You are them. You become them.
2, 3,
And you
4.
lose you. And we look up to so many people in this
All
world
right.
who will let us down. We're humans. I'm gonna let you down. You're gonna let somebody down. If you put them on a pedestal, you then lose time when that
All right.
person comes up and lets
Here we
you
go.
down. You
Push-ups.
must hold yourself
20
accountable and
push-ups.
being your hero. That's what that does. You make yourself so totally accountable for who you are. You focus on you, only on you, to become the best person you can be for others. Because we leave a lot on the table, not searching who we are. And then therefore, you die not knowing your greatest potential.
10.
Never. Never. And it always goes back to kind of the hero mentality. Never think. Ever in your life. That is work hard. That is, it is due. If you want something, 6-minute abs, all these different things, if you want it so fast, you may achieve what you wanted, but you want the permanent fix. The permanent fix comes from the hard road.
All right.
The hard road
Squats.
gives you permanent results. The easy road gives you the quick fix. You will go back to where you started on the easy route. That hard route is so permanent that it ends up callousing you everywhere. Everywhere.
Keep a six-pack forever.
Keep it. Because you know the work that goes into it. When you get to where you want to go in life, finally get there, finally reach that point, and you're there, and you're happy as hell. Realize this. You're not there yet. You get that feeling that you've arrived. Afraid. Because now, it's slowly dying. You're getting better, worse. You're not staying the same. So you get to where you think the journey's ending. And you're sitting back. I ride on my Mount Everest. I climbed 29,029. Best thing to do is fall back down that damn mountain as fast as you can. Start climbing.
Find the next climb.
Find the next climb.
All right. That's Swiss.
Maybe you were
That's
being
6.
tossed back growing up.
All right.
Folks make fun of you. Maybe you weren't the smartest in school. If people can't match you for that, I'm gonna tell you right now, there's great power in adversity. If you're a victim of any kind,
5.
make sure you use that to become successful. Don't look for revenge. Look for the reckoning. And I guarantee you, all those people with you growing up, you might just be their boss. They'll come looking for a favor. And when they do, you got an option to say okay or do what I do and say go yourself. Ha! Beware of one thing, motherfuckers. Spitting in the wind. That comes back in your face. Stay hard. I'm able to visualize and dream like nobody's business. And I know that I can create a vision that people can't.
All right.
And I work for it. So the vision I had was when Apollo Creed beat the out of Rocky, beat the out of him, he kept fighting. He was a dumb fighter, couldn't read, that was me. Couldn't read, couldn't write, just punchy, everything about him. And Rocky beat the, Apollo beat the shit out of him. He was in the corner, everybody was saying stay down. And him getting up, Apollo Creed raised his arms up and they were turning around, thought he won the fight. He turns around and sees this guy getting up, and it was the face of Apollo Creed that changed my life. The face of Apollo Creed. It was like, just by that motherfucker getting up, not winning, just by him getting up, Apollo Creed was his champ, he's the best. Rocky had taken his soul, had literally taken his soul. His head goes down, he looks at him like, what the are you?
6.
I wanted to be that, not Rocky. I want to be the guy that people look at. I don't care if you like me or him. I don't care. They said this motherfucker's gonna keep coming after whatever is in front of him. I wanted that. I wanted that worse than anything in the world. So that is, I kept picturing down and getting up, and every motherfucker that called me, I went up. Even myself, I wanted to feel something besides defeat. I wanted to just go the distance, and that going the distance pushed me to a point of where now I go way past the distance.
So you go the first day, you run a quarter mile, and then you walk back home, and you're upset. How do you move forward?
So basically what I did was I came home, and I had a chocolate milkshake. I sat down and I gave up. I said, this ain't gonna happen, man. I gotta lose 106 pounds, and I can't even go a quarter of a mile.
I'm
I
fucking
started
tired, man.
being able to take negative and be happy. And this whole, I say what if a lot, it sounds corny, and it sounds weak, but it's true. One of the recruiters said there's not many black Navy SEALs. Matter of fact, I was the 36th African American SEAL in history. He's in over 70 years. Because of the water, you know. I mean, people get mad at me. It's true, just get over it. And so I was like, man, what story would it be if my fat, dumb, lying to be friends with people, insecure ass can overcome the, and that what if mentality, like that dreamer mentality, just would always fuel me. It would just fuel me, man. What if I could be? What if I could be a SEAL, man? What if I can go from running a quarter of a mile? Now I run 205 miles. What if I can go? But just what if I can go? And how would that feel if I'm graduating? Because I'm looking at the graduation thing I was talking about, 224, like the video I sat down and watched. This command officer stood up and he said to the graduation, guys who are graduating buds, like 18 of them, he said, we live in a society where mediocrity is often rewarded. And he went on to say something about these men detest mediocrity. And I wanted to be a man that detests mediocrity. It got me in a lot of trouble in the SEAL teams and going forward in my life because I started looking down on people for not going hardest.
I think I broke it.
And I started to create different things, but that's for a different day. But I just believe that
much
my whole mind changed.
That is a problem that a lot of people who work hard do have. You get angry at people who don't work hard to the point where you want to insult them. You want to smack them. And it's really because you're scared of seeing that yourself.
Yeah, that's probably the truth. That's probably the truth. So I guess a lot of times I would see people, and it probably was a direct reflection of who I was. And I would get mad at them in reflection. It's probably just getting mad at myself.
Yeah, that's for me, 100%. When I see people that are half-assing things, I get terrified of seeing that in myself, and I get mad at them.
Right.
And it's not a good way to handle it.
No.
But it's natural because you're just terrified of seeing that trait.
Right. And it cost me.
So you come back, you do the quarter mile,
right?
You walk back home. How do you regroup?
So what I did, I sat down there and I put Rocky in. I got my milkshake, put Rocky. I said, you know what? I was big time in Rocky and Platoon. Why Platoon? I love to see people who were getting beat down, and there's scenes. There's scenes that this drove me, and people in my Hell Weeks, I was in 3 of them, they'd always hear me singing these songs, humming these songs in torturous situations. When everybody's quitting this code, I would be somewhere gone, somewhere dark as shit. There's a scene in Platoon when Barnes shoots Elias, and they think Elias is dead, and the choppers are taking off. And Charlie Sheen's asking, Tom Berenger, where's Elias? Where's Elias? William Dafoe. Oh, I found him back there dead somewhere. And through the woods, the Viet Cong is chasing Elias through the woods and they're shooting him in his back. And all he wants to do is get the chopper. He's getting shot in his back, he's getting up, he's getting shot in his back, he's getting up. And you see this guy just fighting. I love the guy who just fights. And so I put these things in as reminders that you're gonna have to suffer, man. This 0.25, man, you're gonna have to suffer to go from this fat, insecure mother to one of the best guys on the planet Earth. This journey is gonna take something that is gonna be incomprehensible to more people. And these different visualizations, how I visualize them in my self-talk, it became so nasty and dirty that I almost liked the fact that I went 0.25. So it became from being defeated to like, man, maybe Marvin go 0.75. It just became this different mindset. I turn negatives into positives.
There's a lot of people out there who suffer from low self-esteem. So when you suffer with low self-esteem, you allow weak people
Shit.
to get ahead. So the good way
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
to get the gym
1,
is
2,
change the way you look.
4, 5, 6,
And that's
7.
change the way you feel about yourself.
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 4, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4.
It's fair enough. I see a lot of blacks, whites, women getting out there, very successful. So where's your excuse? I see a lot of finger pointing, tons of people blaming other people for giving. One big thing is this: fear. Fear keeps a lot of them from being successful. It keeps you making excuses for yourself. Fear lives one place only, and that's in your mind. Martin Luther King had a dream.
50
Don't
more,
let
5
fear
more.
yours up. Stay hard.
5 more.
A lot of us dream big. You should dream big. Dream big's important. You know, some of us will be doctors, lawyers, dentists. Some of us want to be in special operations. So you have this big dream you can see so clear, like it's right in front of you. You can go out and touch it. But the thing about it is, somewhere you dream big enough, somewhere down that journey,
6,
that
7,
dream becomes a nightmare.
2,
And what happens
3,
in that
4,
nightmare,
5,
you start to have
6,
all these
7,
questions, like,
2,
if you want to be a special
1,
operations, you
2,
may not be a
3,
great
4,
swimmer. You may
5,
just realize,
6,
I'm not a
7,
great swimmer, I'm not a great
3,
runner. You may start to fail
2,
tests.
3,
And all
4,
these
5,
questions start to
6,
flood your mind.
7,
Why am I here?
4,
I'm not good enough. Trust
2,
me, I know all
3,
about
4.
those questions. They will flood your mind. If you do not have the answers for them, you will quit. The answers lie in the repetitions. You must not forget the repetitions you put into trying to dominate the craft that you're in today. We have voices in our mind. The more I know the truth, I've heard them. I hear them now. And they're real. It's that one voice. That voice I used to love. It's that soft mother. That soft mother. The voice that says sleep the in. It's okay. It's that calming voice. You want to be hugged and nurtured and all that shit. I said, it's going to be okay. Well, there's another voice that wakes you up in the middle of the night. It's not your girlfriend. It's not your boyfriend. It's not your voice that whispers in your ear. It says, get up, motherfucker. You're not fucking good enough. You gotta work fucking harder. You haven't put enough time in. It's that voice you want to run away from. It's that voice you don't want to hear. But guess what? It's that voice you need to listen to. Stay hard. Listen to the whisper. And I'm a natural born
All right.
fat guy. You know, I was born 175. I gained 125 pounds. I was lazy. That's who I am. I'm a guy that likes to sit back, watch TV, and eat pizza.
Like everybody.
Like everybody. Like everybody. So I want to tell you right
That's
now.
the mama voice.
That's the mama voice.
Here, put your feet up. I'm giving you some cookies
That's
and
right.
milk. Take it easy. Right?
That's right. And for a guy that never had that, like me, I love my mom, but she was working. All I crave is that mama voice. Please love David. Love David. That voice got me to 297 pounds. Matter
She
of
used to
fact,
cook for you,
she used
too.
to cook for us. Matter of fact, in the book I talk about it. When I got out of the military and I started gaining this weight a lot, my standard breakfast was 8 cinnamon rolls, you know, like basically, I think 6 to 8 scrambled eggs, you know, half a pound of bacon, Fruity Pebbles, Lucky Charms, whatever it may be. That was my standard breakfast. So
That was your way of getting away from the pain. in
That's
your
right.
brain. That was your vice.
that was my vice.
Now, for some people, it's alcohol or drugs or
That's
sex
right.
or shopping. For you, it was food.
It was food and also being comfortable. Whatever I wanted, I did. And that's where I started seeing myself get further and further away from my true self.
And your true self is found, honestly, in that very uncomfortable zone. So,
But you couldn't take it anymore. You had an epiphany where
Right.
you just said, I don't want to be this guy anymore. Do you ever think that if it hadn't have been
That's
that
8
morning
done.
and that Navy SEAL thing had to have been on the Discovery Channel when you got home from work, that might have not flipped the switch and you'd be out there 350-pound David Goggins right now?
the thing about it was, it wasn't like it was an epiphany. I had this haunting voice in the back of my head. A lot of us had it. We just ignored it. And it was
All right.
there for years. So I knew in the back of my mind that I could pull off this whatever. Whatever I wanted, I knew I could. I knew that, but I was afraid of the work. Because I wasn't gifted with brains. I wasn't gifted with God-given talent as far as like athleticism. So I knew to get to where I had to go, to be on the same playing field as these men, to even try out in this program,
15
I
count.
knew the work.
Where are we out of time?
Stuff that I didn't want to even
All right.
hack. So I would just put it off
But yet you did it.
because it haunted me.
Okay.
The voice in my head said, you know what, man? You're going to die never even trying to reach your full potential. And how's that going to feel? So I'm gonna live, even while I'm dead, I'm going to be, because I believe in a higher power.
All right.
Whatever it may be. I don't know what it is.
15
I
count.
believe that your mind lives forever. Some spirit, something lives forever. I'm going to be haunted by the mere fact that I literally just,
All right.
that's what I was.
Wasted
1,
that life.
2,
That's what I was.
You
4,
look back into
5,
your life,
6,
David
7,
Goggins.
1,
That's it.
2,
And I get to live.
4,
So whatever
5,
heaven or hell
6,
is,
7,
you're in hell the rest of your life.
2,
The rest of your
4,
life.
5,
And if
6,
there is a God,
7,
which I hope to God there is, knowing what I put myself through now,
1, 5, 6,
whatever
7,
memories I have, if there's any at all,
2,
I'll be a happy man. But I knew that I was getting paid for this while I was living or while I was dead. I was getting paid for this. Because basically, to me, it was a huge sin. I'm basically just going to sit here and just be a comfortable man and not even try.
Wasting your life is a sin,
It's a
right?
sin.
It
I'm
is.
not even try.
You said that the one thing that always
Thursday.
bothered you was when you died someday, you meet your maker, that you would pull out a list and say, no. You were supposed to be this badass motherfucker.
Right.
And instead, you turned into this cockroach swinging,
Right.
fruity pebble eating motherfucker.
Yeah, so,
And that, and like you said, you almost have to live with that for eternity.
right. I developed
All right.
a reality that wasn't real. That's the thing we always do. We can have a great life, but we always build this reality on the one thing we don't have.
6, 7,
So therefore, our great life, we didn't see it. We see the one piece of clothing
2,
we weren't able to get versus the amazing things we have. So we focus on that. I was the king of focusing on the one bad thing in my life. The one bad person called me.
4,
Everything bad, I focused on that. But over here
5.
was a beautiful reality of my life. Even though I came from nothing, where I could have taken my mind to the possibilities of where I can go if I work harder. That was all over here. If I lived in the filth over here. So basically, when I started growing was, I was 297,
Man.
I thought about, my God, man, like this is my life. And I thought, okay, what does heaven look like? I don't know. No one does, I imagine.
5,
So I was like, okay,
5 more.
I imagine that there's a big long line and you got judgment. And you're God. You say you're God, and I'm just David Goggins. Big long line and you're talking to Jane Doe. Jane Doe goes by and behind you is a big whiteboard. And the whiteboard has like just a piece of paper and you pull it down. The next person in line is David Goggins. And on this board, it has all this stuff on it. If I can't see, I'm too
What's
far
up?
back in line. So I come up, I sit down, now you talk to me. David, congratulations, you made it to heaven. How you feeling? And right now, I'm a 300-pound man. Equal lab guy, I'm 71 years old. This is what I'm thinking at 24 years old, okay? I'm dead, I'm in heaven, you're God. You pull the paper down and says David Goggins. I'm reading it. And I'm looking at it, and it has my name. But on this paper, it says everything about you. Everything, because God knows all. And I'm looking at it, and I'm seeing 185 pounds, Navy SEAL,
All right.
changed people's lives, all
Try
these
to push
amazing
off.
things. Public speaker, blah, 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 motivational, all the best-selling book. I look at God and say, God, the name is right, but what's on here is not me. He goes, it should have been me. This was the life that you were supposed to live, but you didn't try. So this is the life that you have. So what I think to myself is, are you in heaven? Am I talking to God or am I talking to the devil? Because I'm in hell now to see that was supposed to be my life, but because I didn't try hard enough, because I didn't put forth every single bit of an ounce of pressure in my life into being better. They ended up being a
one more round.
pound guy that made $1,000 a month, and I was fine there. That was okay. So that's how my mind works. It works that way to see where is this going to take me? What's the possibility? So
We're all in a battle with our own brains. That's
all
all
life.
That's all life is.
It's the most powerful thing in the world. Is your own brain. It can work for you or against you.
And when did you start to realize that the visualization could work for you? And as opposed to focusing on all those bad things that happened, all the things you didn't have, the people that called you names, all the stuff in Brazil, Indiana, and you start thinking, wait a second, I just visualized this, and now I can take it to the next level, because the visualization got you through SEAL training, I think.
It did. And I was able to visualize the end. So when I was 297, and I was all fat and out of shape, and I couldn't run a quarter mile, and I was drinking milkshakes and eating boxes of donuts, I visualized, man, how would it feel? So after I watched that show on Discovery Channel, for a brief moment, there were 22 guys that graduated. I watched this segment on TV about these guys going through Navy SEAL training. And I couldn't even, I wasn't a great swimmer, I was afraid of the water, all this crap, man. And I saw these guys just quit. But at the very end, it says 22 guys, this commanding officer's up there, and he gives this great speech. I was like, man, I wonder. So I started visualizing me being the 23rd guy in these dress whites, sitting there with these guys, getting that Navy SEAL, graduating this Navy SEAL training. So I put myself there. I was like, man, that's an amazing feeling. I put myself there at 297, not even able to do anything that these great men were doing. I said, man, if I could feel that would change my life. If I could just feel that. It lasts for 1 second.
6.
You get that certificate, you walk across the stage, and what's next? But I didn't know that then. My mind was that I thought I lived in that moment forever. So I said, wow, man, if I could just feel like that. If I could feel like that.
And what was that feeling you wanted so bad? Respect,
No.
accomplishment?
Victory. I wanted to win. Not like beat somebody else.
6.
It wasn't about that. I just wanted to go the distance. Everything in my life, when something got hard, I quit. Like, man, if I could just go that distance, that extra mile.
15 counts.
To just go, just to finish. I want to finish. I want to feel victory. And victory to me wasn't winning, it was just finishing. So I said, you know what? If I could feel like these guys feel, it would change my life. But what I realized, the best feeling I had was when I was by myself trying to lose this weight. I had to lose it in literally less than 3 months. 106 pounds in less than 3 months. And literally, I started feeling victory.
1, 2,
Just by putting myself
4,
in
5, 6, 7. 1, 2,
Do you still dream?
4,
Do you
5,
have a
6,
dream?
7.
Is there something that you want to do?
1,
Is
2,
there something that
3,
you want to
4,
accomplish?
5,
Is there a
6,
dream you
7,
had
3,
but
1,
you haven't
2,
accomplished
3,
yet?
4,
Because I
6,
know there's
7,
things that I dreamed about when I was
2,
younger,
3, 4,
and now as an adult, I said I have to dream again. I have to get those thoughts and those memories from when I was younger. I want to achieve something that I never thought I could do. Dream something. You can automatically make it happen into the earth if you just play it out. If you can see it in the mind, you can achieve it. That's how a lot of things were accomplished here on earth today. Those dreamers saw something before it happened. If you're an athlete and you want to be in the NFL, you have to dream it now as a kid, or dream it now when you're in college. If you want to play in the NBA, you have to see it before you get there. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you have to see a business thriving before you actually get there. What are you doing to reach that dream?
5 more.
Or are you even dreaming
5 more. 5 more.
Once you find out what your dreams are, you can bring it into fruition, into this earth. That's how millionaires are made. That's how businesses are created. That's how new inventions were created all along.
3, 4,
But
6,
it wasn't by someone with
3,
superpowers.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 4. 20. 30. 20 to 30. 20 to 30.
The motivation when people are losing, all these people who come out here and talk about how great they are, and I see it all the time, makes me sick, man. Get real with yourself. People cannot relate to you, man. You are unfucking relatable. When you come out here and say, hey, man, I'm the baddest motherfucker to ever live. Okay, great. Well, what am I going to learn from you? You learn from people who are willing to tell you, this is where I started from. This is how much I fell on my fucking ass. This is how bad I used to really be. I still have those moments because why? You're human. We're all jacked up, man. We're all jacked up. And that's what makes my story relatable. I'm willing to let you in to see I'm decently successful now. But I didn't come out like this, man. I didn't come out
30
that's
squats.
The story is you have to give people just a little bit of hope. There's no hope when they just see greatness in you everywhere. You have to be able to get yourself down to a level of check it out, man.
30
There's
squats.
hope for you. That's what I'm trying to give you. Just a little
30
bit.
squats.
We're watching people fail because we're afraid to hurt their feelings.
30 squats.
By no means do I condone bullying. I think it's bullshit. But I will say one thing. I believe in the truth and tell the truth. A lot of us have loved ones, friends, people we see every day who are gaining weight, getting out of shape, not going to school, being lazy, but we're afraid to tell them the truth. Not being bullies, but afraid to tell the truth. One thing that changed my life is my grandfather. He told me,
Shit. There we have it. Man. 1 mile to run, so I'm about to go do that. After this, I'm chilling out, so I'm exhausted. It was hot outside. The wind started to blow, but I'm just tired right now. I wasn't in the mood to do this. I was fighting the whole entire time. That's why I was constantly stopping. Today wasn't a day, but I finished the workout anyway. It was hard, but I'm glad I pushed myself because I wanted it to stop at 3. And then it was 5. Then it was 7. And I decided to do all of it, but I feel great about it. So I'm about to go do this mile run, but I'm gonna end the video early. So peace, love, and respect and abundance to everyone that's out there to end all racism, man. Like I said before, do your burpees, come together as one. Keep your mind strong, keep it positive. Don't let no one stop you, man. No one. There's too many people that's so damn negative when it comes down to something you're doing and they're saying you're not doing it right. But show me. Show me. I mean, you watching me. Show me. So, peace out, everyone. Have a great day. Go get some. And stay together. Love one another. Peace.